Tell me why you're so passionate about orgasms.
It originally started because I struggled with my own orgasm. So I figured out how to orgasm on my own, but I could not get there with a partner. And the vast majority of all of my teenage years, my early 20s, I never orgasmed with a partner. And I felt an immense amount of shame about that, especially because I started studying to become a sex therapist. I always knew I wanted to study sex. I was fascinated since I was 12 years old. And so it felt like this horrible imposter syndrome. Here I am wanting to help people with this, and I can't even figure out this thing that I think is supposed to be so simple and easy and natural and straightforward. And I really looked for specific tools and resources to help me learn how to get there. And all that I would ever see was just relax, don't think about it, have a glass of wine, which I couldn't do at 16. But it made it seem like this really passive thing. Like all I needed to do was stop being such a control freak and just let it happen, and it would happen. And I really tried that. I tried so hard to just let it happen, and it never did. So once I finally figured it out through so much trial and error and having a lot of deeply uncomfortable and embarrassing experiences with partners, that was really the motivation for me of I don't want to let another woman go through what I went through. I know what it feels like to feel alone, to feel broken, to worry that something's wrong with me, that maybe I'm just the one woman in the entire world that this is never going to happen for. And even resentment of my partner. It's why is it so easy for my partner to? And I'm over here, I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
So I never wanted another woman to have to go through what I went through.
How does one begin to do this work?
So I took what worked for me and I started testing it out with my in-person clients. Back at the time, I was working kind of in the traditional psychotherapy model. So I was seeing people one-on-one and started guinea pigging everybody. Okay, let's have you try this. Go back, this week I want you to try this. Come back and tell me what worked, what didn't work. And through this process of a lot of trial and error and a lot of testing of other women, I developed a 4-step, I call it the finishing formula. The 4-step finishing formula.
The finishing formula. I love that.
So the first one is the specific stroke that you are using. And it's going to be on the clitoris.
Yes, come on, let's talk about it.
It's got to be on the clitoris.
Yes.
And let's make a note to loop back around to orgasm from intercourse later.
Great.
But the clitoris is really the center of the universe for anyone who has a vulva. There are 8,000 to 10,000 nerve endings in this. Mr. Penis over there, only 2,000 to 3,000 nerve endings in the whole thing.
That's all right.
So we got way more sensitivity here.
Yes.
So in general, clitorises fall into 2 camps. Clitorises that like being touched directly and those that like being touched indirectly.
Okay.
So that's what you've got to figure out first. Is your clitoris like direct stimulation, or for some women or vulva owners, they'll touch their clitoris and it's like, ooh, that's
too much.
It's way too much.
Right.
So for them, it might be better to circle around it, to go over wear your underwear and touch over that. So that's the first thing to figure out, and that's what's the specific kind of stroke that your body responds
direct
to.
or indirect.
The second and third are pretty similar. So there's speed and pressure.
Okay.
So we got to figure out, do you like slower stimulation or faster stimulation? Do you like lighter pressure or a firmer pressure? So I have what I call the Goldilocks method for exploring those two. Goldilocks,
yes, of course.
That bed's too soft, that bed's too hard, this one's just
right. Yes.
So you can do that with speed and with pressure.
Okay.
Find you're that's too slow or that's too soft. Go up to, ooh, that's too hard or too fast. And then find that middle zone where it's this feels good. This is the just right. And then the fourth one is what you're doing with the rest of your body while you're stimulating your clitoris. So we have some great research showing, I'll tell you one thing in particular, is doing pelvic rocking.
Okay.
Just rocking your pelvis back and forth as you're touching yourself, getting your body more involved in the whole process.
If you're in the bed, laying on the bed, it's
arch, arch your hips and then back.
A bridge?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so just that little rocking while you're doing it can be really helpful too.
Okay.
So there are a bunch of other body techniques that you can explore as well, but that's the main one to start with. So if you explore those 4 variables, you'll be able to hone in on the stimulation.
So stroke, speed, pressure,
and body.
Okay,
body.
amazing. And then you said let's loop back to orgasms with intercourse.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.